every single one of these players. Imagine in March being able to make the World Finals in September and not have to worry about it. That is awesome. That is amazing. That is something that I think every one of these players wants, and wants more than anything else right now. So Zappies come out from Mugi. What are we thinking? If we see Zappies, it could be Royal Giant. It could be also that Graveyard deck that we've seen so much of. Arden, oh my gosh, it could be a mirror matchup. I know this deck is popular. I didn't realize we were going to see it that much. Oh my gosh, it is a mirror matchup. We're going to see, we have, how many games have we watched today? 3. This is the 4th game, and this is the 4th time. We're going to see this deck played 4 times.
Who do you got winning day 1?
Day 1, it's got to be Moholite. I can't bet against Moholite. I don't know why. I just can't do it. It just seems like a misplay. The one difference in this deck could be the Valkyrie. So far, we've seen one player pull out the Mega Knight instead of Valkyrie, which was Viper. That could be a difference maker. I don't know who gets the advantage there. I'd say Valkyrie's probably better just for cycle purposes. The Mega Knight doesn't seem like it gets too much value, especially with these Inferno Dragons. I don't know how you win this mirror matchup. Has anybody played this mirror matchup in chat? I haven't been fortunate enough to... Unfortunate. I can tell you one thing. We're going to tiebreaker. We're going to tiebreaker. Go quick. 30 seconds. Wait, what? Hajime is low-key good. Hajime looked really good. In the bracket, in stage 2, he looked very, very good. I hate to see this deck. I matched 5 times in a GT. Yeah, I tried to go Lava. I tried to go Lava Miner Skeleton King in the GT. I went up against this deck once, and I couldn't stop it. Ooh, the Poison is huge, but the Mega Knight... Poison's definitely going to help against these graveyards. If Mugi has Fireball as his last card, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I love that you can always just use that Poison on defense. But then are you worried about maybe the Skeleton King? I think the Valkyrie might have matchup in this, just because if you play the Valkyrie, if you play it in front of your tower, not only could it defend the Skeleton King and all the skeletons that the Skeleton King can spawn, or the souls, but you can also defend the graveyard as well. So the Valkyrie seems like a little bit of a matchup advantage, but also the Poison. I'm liking the Poison as well. We'll see how this defense goes. So Poison on defense for the graveyard, Inferno Dragon for the Inferno Dragon, Valkyrie for the Skeleton King, and a very clean defense overall. Arrows come in on both sides, and not a lot of damage from both these players. Mugi right now is in the lead. It's already been 3 minutes, and how much damage have we seen? What? 430 damage by Mugi? It's been 3 minutes. Yes, graveyard decks do like double. They do like triple elixir. This game, I wouldn't be surprised if there's maybe 1,000 damage taken on. I wouldn't be surprised if we see the tower, the last tower, or the tower with the lowest HP being, what, 2,000 HP? It could happen. It is Mugi's matchup. Is it Mugi's matchup? I like Mugi's matchup. He has a little bit of a quicker cycle. I like the Valkyrie on defense and on offense as well. It seems like it gets a lot of very good elixir trades against the Mega Knights and also the Skeleton Kings. Fireball as well. If you're always in a problem if Arden Toas does too big of a push at the bridge, gives too much fireball value, you can take out the Zappies, you can take out maybe the Skeleton King, you can also take out the Inferno Dragon. So this is a big counter push too, and this is where you have to pick and choose, because now when do you use your Poison? Do you use it for the units coming over the bridge? No, he's going to use it on defense against the Skeleton, against the graveyard. But I'm scared. I'm scared because right now, can you not just pop this ability if you're Mugi? Did you not already win? I think that's GG's in the chat. Mega Knight comes up high, but there's a lot of skeletons on that tower, and he has no way to stop it. Arrows come in a little late, and that's a lot of damage. But he still has to deal with the Inferno. GG's. That was, I think, a great recognition from Mugi. The problem with the difference between the Fireball and the Poison, yes, Poison's really good at dealing with the graveyard, but if you use it on defense, you're not going to be able to deal with that big clump of units. This deck, and now everybody knows about this deck. Well, now that this deck becomes meta, this Skeleton King, Graveyard, Inferno Dragon, Zappies, Valkyrie, Mega Knight, whatever ones you want to put in there. Now that this deck has become meta, well, people are going to change maybe a card or two in their deck to counter this deck. Maybe they'll add in a Valkyrie instead of their cannon card. Maybe they'll just change 1 or 2 cards because you want to be prepared in case you go up against the deck. So right now, yes, this deck is better than Splash Yard, but depending on how this affects the meta as a whole, depending on how it affects the other decks that are meta, we'll have to wait and see. That's the problem with Clash Royale. It's a balancing act. And whoa, Mugi's coming out with... It's weird that Mugi... We've seen this now twice. This is Mortar Miner bait, but not going with the Skeleton King. This is a deck that you see. Mugi's playing a deck that has the Skeleton King in it, usually. But we also saw Faust do the same thing. Go with Skeleton King the game before, and then go with a deck that usually has the Skeleton King. So maybe going with a deck that these pro players eliminated from the potential decks they'd go up against. Because if you're Ardent Toas and you think, okay, my opponent just played Skeleton King, so all the decks that have Skeleton King that Mugi might play are eliminated. Let's scratch them off. But wait a second. Is that not even like the best thing to do in that situation? And then play a deck and just substitute. What did he substitute the Skeleton King for? It looks like guards. I don't usually think guards are in this deck. Last card should be a big spell, which is going to be, he used Fireball in the first game, so most likely it's going to be Poison. We'll see what happens here. It all depends on what Ardent Toas' last card is going to be. It's probably going to be Fireball if I had to guess. Most likely it's going to be Fireball.
I'm Challenger 2 with Royal Giant Inferno Dragon deck. What other cards would help me climb?
What? A Royal Giant Inferno Dragon deck. What other cards do you have in that deck? I've never seen Inferno Dragon in a Royal Giant deck. Mugi's in an interesting spot right now. With 33 seconds left, I like how he's already starting to deal damage to this right side, kind of expecting that Ardent Toas, yes, he's going to be able to take this left side tower. As long as Mugi is able to take this left side tower as well, the longer this game goes on, though, does it not feel like Lava Hound has a huge matchup advantage? Goes with the defensive miner, Poison as well on defense. Okay, no, Mugi believes that he can defend this push. And that looks like it's going to be a clean defense. Snowball comes in. Spear Goblins are going to be able to clean up the rest. Balloon doesn't get the drop. Zap coming in maybe a second too late. Balloon still goes down. Death damage just come in. Guards on defense. And you know what? I think Mugi won. And that's just what the recognition of Mugi is incredible. I think I would have done the same thing where I would have been, you know what? I'm going to sack an attack. You can take this left side tower. I'll take your left side tower. And maybe I can get a little bit of damage on this right side. But Mugi recognizes, wait a second. I'm Mugi. I can defend this. I can defend anything. And defends it very cleanly. And now he's just going to get a little bit of chip damage with this miner. Probably going to go with a mortar as well when he gets the elixir. Just putting on that pressure. Mortar. Oh, it's awkward that the cannon died there. Makes it, it forces Mugi to have to go with the mortar to the right of the cannon, because technically the cannon becomes a building. So if you played it too low, then it wouldn't have connected. It gets kind of awkward. Mortar does get the last shot. Doesn't get the last shot. Minion horde up high, gets eliminated very, very quickly. And yeesh. Mugi's in the pressure cooker. Ardent Toas is doing a really good job of always having enough elixir for this defense, for these miners, for these mortars, but also putting on some significant pressure on offense. Mortar up high does get picked up by the Valkyrie. Spear Goblins for the balloon. And this is a back and forth. I did not expect this game to go this long. I thought this game was going to be done before OT even hit. Snowball comes in on defense. Fireball comes in for Ardent Toas. Cannon Cart does stay alive with the help of those Spear Goblins. That's such a good play. That micro from Mugi is incredible. Cannon Cart might get the lock here. Snowball comes in. Cannon Cart gets the lock. And that's all. That is crazy. That is so insane what he just did there. That's all because of the Spear Goblins. He played the Spear Goblins to tank for the Cannon Cart. And so the Cannon Cart ends up coming up and winning the game. Maybe Mugi would have won anyways, but like that's the micro that's so impressive. That's the stuff that any human wouldn't even think about. It feels like you're playing 3D chess. Does it not feel like he's living in the future? Is Mugi a time traveler? That's what I'm trying to say. Did we catch him red-handed? Did we catch him? That's insane to me. And like, I don't know if maybe Mugi's just looking at it as like, okay, this is the optimal play to do right now. But it always seems like the optimal play in the moment for Mugi ends up paying dividends in the future. He's just investing in Dogecoin and just gets stonks. That's incredible. Mugi makes it look easy.